Anyway.
Well, you can.
Oh, that shit's
Hello.
illegal.
Friends. How's it
Oh my
going?
God. That's not okay.
Oh my
That's not okay
Hey,
at
what's
all.
up?
Oh
Okay.
my god.
All right.
It's not.
All right.
Oh, finally it's gone. Okay.
Are we
Just a little-
legally allowed to show this?
Just a little Easter egg. Welcome to Nutria time with Live from the Apocalypse. That was a Nutria. If you don't know what that is, neither did we until about 15 minutes ago. But now you've seen it, and we've seen it, and unfortunately, it'll stay with us for the rest of our lives. So here we are. Yeah. Hello, welcome. We're going to play some Dungeons and or Dragons. This is Class Reunion. If you're not sure what Class Reunion is, here's a handy little description. There it is. That's Class Reunion. Class Reunion, I will also talk about it because we are a visual medium. Class Reunion is the 5e D&D game that we play. It's a homebrew game. It has been compared to the anime isekai genre, which I was not really aware of when we created this game. But basically, all of the players are high school students from Ohio who disappeared into a fantasy world in the year 1989. We just determined, and they've been trapped in this fantasy world for 10 years ever since, separated from one another. Very recently, they have been brought back together. And all right, okay, well, maybe it's debatable. The argument being that it has been 10 years and you still have not graduated. So, maybe, fingers crossed, this is your year.
Well, we don't know what time is like outside.
That's
All
true.
Let's not get
so
into
true.
that.
10 minutes.
So true.
Let's not get
Who
into
knows
that
how much
stress.
who knows how much time has passed in Ohio.
Maybe we can still graduate, guys.
We're going to make it to graduation. That's why we got to get home. Max is the valedictorian this year, or he would have been. If he'd done any work at all while he was in school.
If he'd ever come to science lab.
So they've been in the fantasy world for 10 years. They've been separated from each other, and fairly recently they have been brought back together by either the forces of fate or their old classmate, best friend, role model, personal hero, gold standard human being, Ryan Beckinsale.
Dad,
who unfortunately,
who was never there.
Their dad also, who unfortunately did pass away shortly after they were all reunited, with a lot of questions left unexplained. Since then, they have been trying to piece together what exactly Ryan had figured out about why they were here, what they were supposed to do, and that journey has led them north, about as north as you can get in the Kingdom of Aloran. And then like a little bit south because it was just faster to do it that way. But long story short, they have found themselves in the necropolis of Barrow, which in the Kingdom of Aloran exports magical items. They have mass produced magic items and they export them throughout the kingdom. Unfortunately, this is at the cost of a lot of mortal labor. There are a lot of people inside of Barrow, living people, who are treated like chattel, who are treated like cheap labor. And a lot of people in the kingdom know on some level that this is happening, but the convenience of easy access to magic items kind of makes it hard for anybody to really take a stand in any meaningful way or do anything. But our heroes have done what quite possibly nobody else has done before. They have infiltrated the ranks of the undead upper class of Barrow. They currently find themselves within the upper city after a short stint in the slums, trying to figure out exactly what their plan was. Their guide was kidnapped. They are searching for him, and they are also searching for the body of Ryan Beckinsale, which they are fairly convinced has been brought here for some nefarious purpose. And
Will, don't you dare.
I would never. And in the upper city of Barrow, everything is a little bit reminiscent of cities back home in a very strange way. There is an abundance of magic. There is a nightmarish public transportation system of what appears to be a train car with centipede legs that just kind of crawls around on buildings and various levels of the city itself. There is a strange prevalence of fashion and culture, if you want to call it that, and a lot of industrial labor, a lot of factories, which, when we ended last session, was exactly where our heroes were. They had made their way over to the factory district of the city, and in the crowd of the workers changing shifts, right as you stepped off of the monorail, Kelly recognized the face of someone by the name of Edmund Vares, who made eye contact and for a brief second looked surprised and then sad and then quickly disguised it and vanished with the rest of the workers. And we will pick up exactly where we left off. What would you like to do?
So, making note of kind of like where they are headed, but not like immediately following them, Kelly will kind of like move off to the side, like closer to the buildings, and not quite like in the road, in the pathway. And she's kind of having to regroup like mentally right now about this because she'd been kind of like operating under the assumption that he hadn't made it out of the raid. And so this is a lot to deal with because he quite clearly did. And so he has been here this whole time. So
It's true.
How long has it been?
for what? For
Since the raid. This is me as a player wondering.
Okay.
Curious.
I wasn't sure if you were asking as yourself or as Max. 2.5 years. Let me double check that. I think it's 2.5.
Interesting. Let's go find Ryan.
Yeah, so
I
quick
keep
huddle to your
walking.
team. Quick huddle to your team. Since we're taking a side step to, figure out what's going
Are we
on.
taking-
What's kind of the next move? So we're going to the Blood District, was that right? Blood side?
You were in Bloodside.
This
That
is
Bloodside
We're in
is
Bloodside. We're gonna find Ryan. We're gonna find whoever took Ryan. We're gonna kick their ass. We're gonna sack his dead body over our shoulder. We're gonna get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
And we're gonna bury this motherfucker respectfully. But
I mean,
These are
those are
all
all
with a little
great
bit of
goals.
anger in the hearts, you know.
Great goals.
These
I
are all
mean,
true things, but if I remember correctly, the reason why we came over here was because this is most likely where they would have taken our guide.
Also, yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah,
Eddie,
we need to
right?
find him.
They would have brought him to this area to put him to work.
Gotcha.
You've been here, right?
Yes. And she will kind of like hover for a minute and point, and she'll like kind of tilt and point, and she's like, there was a small riot over there that I remember. And one of these buildings here makes caster bolts, or it did 2 years ago. And so if I remember correctly, there's sort of like dorms where people are kept, and
Like college dorms?
no, like just kind of just buildings where people live, and most of the private space is made out of whatever you can build to make a private space. But there should be some kind of records keeping office over there. But I don't know if they would have put Eddie to work immediately, or if they would have bothered trying to get him registered. But we could check there first.
Wouldn't be
See
a
if
bad idea.
anyone knows where he came in.
Did we want to? Do you think that's somewhere we could check for Ryan too, or no? Do you think they have him in like a secret area?
At this point, I think it can't hurt to look, but I don't think there'll be any record of him with the workers, because he wasn't really in a position to be doing hard labor last we saw him.
No, that's true. He was dead.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Kelly will kind of like take another deep breath and kind of like try to get her shit together, and then we'll lead them towards kind of the way that group of workers had just gone during the shift change, towards where the kind of residential area is for the pulsars.
Okay. You follow after them. Are you trying not to be noticed, or are you pretty unconcerned, considering that you do look and feel like undead?
I don't think we're trying to purposefully be stealthy, but I don't think we're doing anything like obviously out of place. It's kind of that like if you look where you're going attitude.
Can I get a perception check? See if anybody's looking out for us, because that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. That guy down at the like taxi stand, he was eyeballing us pretty hard.
Yeah, he was kind of sus.
Can I also?
Kind of sus. I mean, we're kind of sus. It was pretty.
Yeah. Can I also do a perception check to see like uniforms? Like, is there a standard uniform? Does it look like everyone's at least like wearing the same color, same kind of style? Because you said the outfits up here were like kind of crazy, like Victorian-esque, versus like people who the rich people who live here, but who like work here.
The fashion that you have seen, which was really only on those two individuals who looked like they were lost in Bloodside,
right?
Was vaguely reminiscent of like Victorian fashion. But a lot of the people you have seen around Bloodside who are very clearly like workers, Bloodside is vaguely equivalent to like the docks. If you think about Lower Barrow, where the slums are, as like sea, Bloodside would be the port.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So a lot of people who work there deal specifically with like taking care of the meat wagon vehicles that transport the corpses from the living slums into Upper Barrow, and things like that. They handle the bodies. You did see a corpse pit as you were parking the meat wagon, Eddie's meat wagon that you brought up here, and things like that. And you were told that you should get the meat wagon serviced. So it's pretty clear that they're also like mechanics, assuming that that's what they would call them.
I get an 18. Is anybody eyeballing us?
As you start following the workers, because the way that the factory district is laid out is you have like rows and rows of these factory buildings. And as you start following them around the corner, there is a fence, like a chain link fence, essentially, that has like one opening in it, like a door that is currently open, and there is somebody, an undead, wearing a dark red coverall, essentially like dark red coveralls, standing on the other side of the door, basically shepherding them through. Not like pushing them or bullying them or saying anything to them at all, but more like with the detachment you might expect from like somebody working in a slaughterhouse or something. And as you turn the corner, that person in the red coveralls does notice you, looks up, sees you, and then kind of has like a quizzical expression on his face, but then kind of goes back to gets distracted by counting the heads once again. But every so often, the longer you stand there, we'll like look up just to see if you're still standing there watching.
I think we would just kind of like keep walking by until we can find like the next corner to turn, and then.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
can I look around and see if my bats are around?
Yeah, you can. Do you want to just like, you want to sense them or do you want to just look for them?
Whatever is easier. I basically, I guess what my goal is I want to do like the borrowed eyes thing, because since they're bats, I want to be able to like use that almost as like a scouting lookout kind of deal, see what's up, what's ahead, what's behind, what's going on.
Okay. I opened up Discord to check my notes, and the rat was still there.
It's a nutria.
Fuck that rat.
Sorry,
dude.
whatever.
Fuck nutrias.
Fuck nutrias. We can agree on anything.
We just need to find one common enemy. And we're good to go.
Problem is that
You're-
nutrias are and that's why they're so invasive.
Yeah.
So
We learned so
And
many facts.
also, you can
Seven.
and absolutely
Seven
should
facts, to be
eat
exact.
them. You should eat them. Their meat is lean.
That was fact number 7.
That's fact.
That was one of the facts. It's true.
it's
Um,
it's an encouraged.
Was one of the facts.
Cool. So as an action, you can basically link up with them and gain
Mhm.
advantage on investigation and perception checks.
Sick.
You also
love to
can't
do
be
that.
blinded.
Cool.
So yes, you can do that. You're kind of like half. It's a strange experience, I think, as you slide into it, because as we previously established, you're used to doing this with the birds.
Mhm.
And with the birds, it's very different because you're kind of like, you're seeing things out of your point of view, but you're also seeing things almost like you are having an out of body experience. You're seeing like things from your perspective and also from their perspective. With these bats, you're seeing things from your perspective, and then you're sort of echolocating your surroundings at the same time, which is jarring and strange, to say the least.
Okay. I'll say like when I do like slip into it, I would say like my eyes just like, you know how your eyes dilate, but my eyes like dilate all the full way, so like there's no white left. It just like takes over.
Very cool.
Okay, yeah, I'm echolocating.
Okay.
God bless.
You don't have to echolocate. Although I will say maybe you can sense their echolocation.
Okay.
Because you're experiencing their senses, you're not getting their senses. So I think when you slide into that, you can sort of feel the sound waves like washing over you. But you don't like, it's not a sound, it's not anything visual, obviously.
It's just like
kind
a
of
feeling.
like, yeah, it's kind of like happening in waves all around you. And you're like processing the information through them.
Okay.
I was going to say if Max allows it, if Hunter notices that, because they would have seen him do that earlier, they might reach for his hand just so he doesn't get lost behind them and keeps moving.
Yeah, I think especially since with the bats, I would probably like wobble a little bit since it's a brand new sensation. It's just like overwhelming. from all sides too.
Yeah, so Hunter's
I'll
gonna make
probably
sure you don't
reach
get
out.
lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe, Wayne hands him his Gritsky stick as like a walking cane. He's like just tapping as he goes along.
I like that we don't
I can
ask him
also
what's
feel-
happening. We just see that
Yeah.
he can't see anymore, and we're like, all right, what the fuck?
I like that like nobody's asking also because Max can see fine.
Yeah, I can see.
But
Like Max
everybody's
doesn't
like-
say anything. He just he wobbles a little bit. Hunter kind of steadies him, and then Wayne hands over his Grisky stick, and he's like, "Thanks."
Wayne kind of
Uh,
like pushes his hand down and taps for him. He's like, "Don't worry there, big guy. We'll get you home," as we're like passing people.
I feel like I would be remiss as the GM of this anime ass game if I didn't like call attention to the fact that Max, you said you're going with these assumptions. Hunter specifically said they were holding your hand.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I think Max would immediately assume that Hunter was scared and just needed someone to hold it, and he'd be like, "I'm here for you." Don't worry,
Wait, so
it'll be
just to lay
okay.
this out, Hunter grabs Max's hand, and Max is just like, "I'm here for you, buddy." And
Yeah,
they just go walking.
Quiet strike.
holding Wayne's stick.
Yeah.
There's two totally different mindsets happening, but the main point is friend.
Friend.
Yep. So yeah, you round another corner, and I think using your additional senses, Max,
Mm.
you can tell like the first one that you all come to between this factory building and the next factory building in the line. You can sense with the bat's echolocation that there are two undead standing by this gate, and as you pass by, they
Mm.
are passing a little glass bottle back and forth between them that has something red in it, like a dark red, almost rust colored.
Mm. I take out, as we pass, I kind of casually take out some of the meat and just keep walking, just to make it clear.
Yeah, they look up, they see you, because you're still kind of all dressed odd, despite the fact you are clearly undead just like they are.
Mhm.
Your clothes and your gear and everything that you're still carrying with you looks weird here in Barrow. So they look up, you see them kind of linger because of your strange garb. You pull out a piece of presumably human flesh and you take a big chomp out of it, and they go back to their conversation. They stop paying any attention to you.
Maybe we should change
Mm.
at some point.
Well, we can ask the spiders to disguise our. She didn't
That's
specify she
true.
had to just change all of us. The spider could just change the fifth.
We only can do that for an hour at a time. We only have 4 charges, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if we
Yes.
can buy anything. We don't have any money, right?
I mean, I have
But we
money.
have
I
time.
just don't know if it's good in Barrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Would that be a knowledge roll? I was here for,
I
a
think
couple months.
I think it would be.
Mm.
I was gonna say
What do you-
I lived here.
Yeah, which knowledge are you thinking? Or
History?
not, which skill are you thinking? Yeah.
Could I do history to kind of recall from when I was here before if
Yeah,
if
that
the
seems
money would be
reasonable.
good? All right. Let's see how Roll20 feels about me today. 17.
Yeah, not bad.
Rolling well tonight.
Eh,
You would know
Yeah.
that you would know that the kingdom, the coins of the kingdom, are good here. They use the same monetary system. So you've your king's marks, your half marks,
Marks and
all
stuff.
valid.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, crown's marks, half marks, marks.
So the money is valid. We could get something to wear. I think arguably the best thing to get would be something kind of similar to just these workers, the coverall situation.
Do you think they'll have my size?
Do you think we could buy coveralls though? Like, would they sell that in like a normal shop?
For the
Also,
17th,
where-
if
they
you
s-
could.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say, they seem like the type of place where you have to buy your own uniform
Gotcha.
to work, do your job. They wouldn't supply
Yeah,
you
there
your
are-
own uniform.
There are like supply depots for the factory district in particular. Bloodside probably has one too. They're basically company stores where, yeah, absolutely, you do have to buy your own uniform, and like they might provide you with some equipment, but generally speaking, you got to provide smaller things like that too. Like they'll give you the bare
Okay.
minimum you need to do your job.
So are we trying to go in? Like, are we trying to sneak in?
So I think if we're going to try to find Eddie, if we still feel like we felt when we came up here that we owe it to Eddie to get him out, yes, we have to go in here. At least to try and see if he's here. I don't know where else they would have sent him if they sold him up here. But if we were going to just leave Eddie to this, like everyone else leaves everyone around here, then we would have to try to get into one of the towers and try to see if we can find wherever they would be holding Ryan's body to do their experiments.
And I will also remind you for free that while you may not recall the exact words that they said, the hanged men, when you confronted them in Central Slum, basically said that Eddie had pissed off enough people. So they didn't necessarily just like grab him and send him up here as labor. They made it sound like he was wanted.
Yeah, and also I'm trying to think, like, if we're trying to go in there, are we gonna leave all of our stuff behind? You know, like, where are we gonna stash Hunter's bow, my stick, big ol' axe and shield? Unless we want to leave a bunch of stuff hiding
Well,
behind a dumpster. But
No.
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 I think as long as we're wearing those like dungaree looking things, then should be good. No.
I have the benefit of being able to hide most of what I am wearing under coveralls. You guys might need to just size up. I don't know.
I don't know if saving Eddie's the move. I mean, I definitely hear that might be the just thing to do. But
Well,
we broke
are we
into
gonna?
the scariest place in the world, and then we're gonna break into further into lockdown that we're gonna have to break back out of with presumably no resources.
But
Not
aren't
to
we
be too
going
big of
to
a downer,
need-
but
Are we gonna need disguises if we're going to go into the tower as well?
well, then we can just get like normal clothes then, right? Not normal, but like bougier clothes to kind of sneak in.
Oh, you're saying we're not workers, we're residents.
It could be easier to try and mingle up there than it would be to try and get in here, save Eddie, possibly then get back out
I mean, Kelly,
wearing dungarees.
how much would it take to find out if Eddie's even here?
If we can just get to the records office,
Because
that would be the fastest way to find out.
it feels like we should at least find that out. I mean, if he is here, then we can figure out the next steps. But if he's not here,
then why waste our time?
Then why put ourselves in a situation we might not be able to get out of?
But where's
least
the
until
records
we-
office? We don't know where we're going.
Kelly does.
There is a records office on the other side of the fence. We just have to get on the other side of the fence.
Gotcha.
Which again, if we just need to get past a couple guards, spiders might be the quickest option right now.
Yeah.
That could be.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
Spiders it is.
Okay.
Do you DM? Can I communicate with my bats?
How so? Okay, that's on me. Fair. So you can influence their behavior for 1
Okay.
hour. Yeah.
Okay. I want to try to influence them to kind of scatter if possible, and like each take like find little corners where down the path that we're probably going to be taking, and kind of like keep an eye out, see what's going on, if they'll listen to us. I kind of look around and I pull out the meat and I'm like, I don't think I've really fed you all before, but there could be treats in the future. Maybe, I'll catch you a big nutria or something.
You don't sense like a consciousness on or anything like that, but when you like send out this
Bat signal?
command, yeah, like when you all right, fair. When you exercise your will, you hear a rush of near silent wings over your head, and you can see a swarm of small black shapes that move in that way that bats do, where it's almost impossible to follow them with your eyes.
Yeah, they're like...
Yeah, the cloud of them kind of disperses.
I squeeze... Sorry, my cat is also rubbing on the microphone. Okay. I don't know if you can hear that. I squeeze Hunter's hand and I say, we won't be here long.
And Hunter just squeezes back.
Just two people reassuring each other who don't need reassuring.
That's what makes it beautiful.
We love to see it.
It's true. With your senses, actually, I'm going to have you roll perception, but do it with advantage because you have your bats.
You said advantage? Pepita, please.
Pepita wants to be involved.
She's literally...
Please.
She's trying to protect you from the picture of the nutria.
She literally is. Okay, with advantage. Oh
Pepita,
my god, I still...
be more like...
Sorry, I forgot I still had it open on a window and it popped up. Oh my god.
Why do you do this to yourself?
I don't know, dude.
Awful.
I freaking torture myself. Anyway, where is the roller? Where do I have it pulled up? Oh, it's right
I don't
here.
know.
God, my perception is +0, so it'll just be 2 straight d20s.
That's fine.
12.
Let's see.
Okay.
10, right?
With a
Or
12,
is it with advantage?
Is with advantage.
with a 12, the senses that the information that you are receiving back from your bats let you know that not only is this next factory building empty, but it is quiet. There is kind of a thrumming all around you ever since you got into the upper city of Barrow. The only thing you can really compare it to is like electricity, like how there is always sort of the background hum of power when you're in a city or when you're in the suburbs of Ohio where you're from, that kind of thing. Like it's never truly silent. And in the 10 years that you have been in the kingdom, it has been truly silent. But since you've been here, there is always sort of this low-grade hum, and that is especially true here in the factory district. The bats tell you that the next building is not only empty, but it is dark. It is still, for lack of a better term. The electricity is turned off.
Interesting.
So if we're seeking somewhere quiet, we should go to the next factory building.
It's also safe to assume that they would not be watching it as closely, just because.
Yeah. Doesn't seem to be any sort of like electricity or humming or anything like that going from it. Could be a place to discuss, or maybe even if we find what we're looking for, could be a safe spot to store things if we need to.
All right, let's go check it out.
Let's do it.
Is this one behind a fence, or is this just like a freestanding building not being used?
The factories themselves are all freestanding. There are basically gaps in between them, and those gaps are where the fences are. So it seems like on the other side of the fences is where they keep the human workers. Whatever is over there. It's kind of hard for you to tell. This side of the factories connect to the rest of the district. People are kind of free to come and go as they please, although, Kelly, you would know from your time here that it's not like the factory district is a destination. People really only come down here if they're working, or if they're like overseeing, picking up a shipment, things like that. So, yeah. Are you trying to break into this empty factory?
Sure.
Why not?
Might as well.
All right.
I can do that.
It's curious.
What is the breaking and entering skill? It's time to do some rogue things.
Yeah, probably slide a
Yeah.
hand or something.
I believe it's just rolling with thieves' tools. So if you are
that's right.
proficient in thieves' tools,
I sure am.
you get your proficiency bonus.
Where is my proficiency? What's the plan?
It should be +3 for everybody, I think. Still, you've only leveled up one time.
Yep.
Plus ER.
Yar.
Ooh, let's go.
23.
Let's
Natural
go.
20.
I will.
Let's go. Didn't even need it. Justin didn't even need it. Plus a million? Doesn't matter. It's a nat
Thank
20.
you. Appreciate it.
It's like infinity plus a million.
So 23. So he just kind of walks up and like shimmies that door open real quick, like what with a credit card and some determination.
Yeah. Absolutely. You step into the building. It is completely pitch black on the inside, but Kelly, you've got goggles if you want to pull them down, obviously.
Yes, but also if we are undead, don't the undead
Do we magically get night vision?
dark vision?
Hmm.
When we that's the question. We look undead, we seem for all intents and purposes undead. Does that carry?
I will double check. You do know, you were warned at least, that healing magic wouldn't work on you.
Yeah.
But otherwise, let me see here. I'll say yes. I'll say you all get dark vision.
Cool.
Nice.
Yes. Sick.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What do we
So you
see?
step into this dark factory, and immediately, Kelly, I need you to make a
Uh-oh.
wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Alrighty. That's okay. Do I want to use Do I want to use?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I will use one of the.
It's fair.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Please do.
For the unknown,
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
got plenty of advantage. I also
Yeah.
don't think I said
Oh, shoot.
the preamble about what we do here. We do play these games to raise money for charity. So if you like what you see here, if you've stuck around for this long, instead of subscribing to us or doing the bits or the normal Twitch stuff, instead we ask that you give that money directly to Planned Parenthood. We are fully funded. We have hit our fundraising goal of $2,000 for Planned Parenthood until we decide what we're doing next, what cause we're going to support next, because everything we do on this channel does support a nonprofit or aid organization. We're just going to do extra innings, essentially, of Planned Parenthood and see where we can get that goal to. So, if you like what you see here, go ahead and donate. We'll put advantage into the pool that the players can draw from, and it'll be a good time. Notice that you got a 16 there.
My wisdom save is +2, so it is an 18.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank
All right.
God.
An 18 is very good, and that is a good thing that you did, because as you step into the factory, your dark vision, which lets you see about 60 feet ahead of you, although it's black and white, you can see the far wall. And this factory is laid out like most of them are. There are multiple levels. Up above, there is a walkway that sort of runs around the entire top of the building. You would know from experience, and the rest of you could probably extrapolate, that some sort of overseer or foreman probably stands up there and observes the work. Generally speaking, with these factories, there are different stations that get set up for different parts of the magic item creation process. Where exactly the individual components of the magic items come from, Kelly, even you're not sure of. They are usually brought in by the foreman, by the undead, and then assembled by mortal hand into the final product. But from where you're standing, you can see the far wall of this particular factory building. You can see the scorch marks and the fire damage. And immediately you start to get dizzy. The room starts to spin as memories come flooding back to you. Memories that you didn't even know you had. You don't remember much from your escape when you managed to get out of Barrow. You don't remember much. You don't remember much of anything that happened after the undead captured you, either. The few things you do remember are being strapped down to a table of some kind. You remember vague shapes standing over you, the sound of voices, although they were muffled and distorted. You remember fire. You remember in that fire, things raining down around you. As part of your more recent memories, you remember seeing the shape of a stuffed toy mammoth laying on the floor as a building burns down around you. You remember running, and you remember falling. And when you woke up, you were outside of Barrow. all of that kind of comes rushing back to you. Most strongly, you remember looking around from the center of this very room as pieces of toy mammoths rain down around you on fire. And as you take a couple steps into the room, sure enough, exactly where you thought it would be, you find a tusky, burned and blackened, lying on the floor.
I will stoop down, pick it up, kind of turn it over in my hands, and then kind of look back at the other three. And just hold it up.
You all, with your dark vision, you all can see this as well.
I thought we buried that thing. Is this like one of those situations? Like my counselor told me a ghost story like this one summer, where the doll keeps coming back. Is it the
This
same
is-
Tusky?
No, this is one of the other ones they made.
Oh,
They made all of them in this one. I think I helped. And she kind of like turns it over a couple times and like looks at it again. And she's like, I did something with these. I don't. This is where I was when the storm happened. This is where I was when that huge storm came through and it did all that damage. And I kind of like look at the mammoth toy again, and then I just kind of turn and lay it right back down where it was, like as best as I can to put it back where it had fallen in the ash and the dust, and kind of take a step back from it. Like this. I don't remember a lot, but I do remember that if they gave up on this building here, then they either gave up on the project altogether or they just moved to a different building. So we should probably not linger here for too long. I don't want to be here.
Kelly, is there anything you need or anything we can do?
I need us to get this done so we can leave.
Okay. Then let's do that.
I'm gonna tap on the side of my head and try to get in touch with this spider.
Okay. You can make the connection with your Dreamweaver, and you're trying to disguise yourself.
Mhm.
Okay.
Kinda
That is going to take one of the 4 charges that the Dreamweaver contains with it per day. Remember, you can do disguise self for 1 charge, and you can do detect thoughts, I believe, for 2 charges. Yes.
Just gonna get in touch with the Dreamweaver, and Kelly's gonna cycle through and try to like mentally project to the spider, kind of like the red coveralls that like the guards type of undead are wearing, like that kind of uniform from what we've seen, and project that as what she wants to be from.
You can do that. You spend a charge, and suddenly you are wearing the same outfit that the undead seem to be wearing. Those dark red coveralls. And obviously you match them in terms of being undead yourself. So you all look very, very much like you belong.
One
Dead
thing
minions.
I'd like to talk to Max for a second and just say, hey, you're pretty big. You're a big, strong guy. You probably seem out of place here. When you disguise self, you can make yourself shorter. So maybe it'd be good to like shorten yourself up a little bit. Drop by like a foot.
A foot?
That's how much you can do it, is I totally know.
Or
The exact
counterpoint,
definition.
I could be the big scary guy that people better listen to, or I'll kick their ass.
Could be. Could be. Are we trying so we're coming in as like supervisors?
I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to go through and tell them that we were here for inventory.
There you go.
That makes sense.
I reach the high places for stalking.
Max, I meant the inventory of the workers.
I can throw people. I mean, I feel like if I were to interview for a job here, I could probably pitch my skills and assets. I wouldn't know that word actually, so just skills.
I'm going to revoke that one from Max's vocabulary.
Silly
Not allowed to
cat.
say that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to look like Kelly. Not like Kelly, but I've got the
a
same
group
outfit
of
on.
Kellys? Okay,
And a
but
little
I would
bit.
be
A little bit wider, so it's not as conspicuous
Mm.
that I have like a stick hanging on my back. I just like make that gone.
All right. Yeah, you can disguise all of your equipment, and kind of fold it into your coverall disguise.
Mm.
So you can look exactly like you're undead, and then just mask everything else as part of your new clothing. Max, I'm assuming you're not making yourself look smaller, which is totally fine.
I understand. That's a smart thing to do.
I mean,
But
it's what Max would do.
It's
We will not meet Min Miller tonight. Maybe in a future session.
No, you called my bluff there, Max. I was gonna make myself a foot taller.
dick.
You know,
Honestly, that would have been funny, but I fucking outsmarted you, bro.
that's true.
I
No
did
surprise there, smart guy you are.
it. Thanks, dude. You're a good
Wasn't the
dude.
first time. Won't be the last time.
Won't
Outsmarted.
be the
Tried to
last time.
debate you. Didn't work out.
Dude, if you would have done that, swirly for sure.
Guys, this might not be the time.
Sure.
I'm just thinking we should probably get moving.
Before we go though, Kelly, I know you said that this place is shitty for you. I don't doubt that. But I do want to say the fact that this entire building is shut down and you had a hand in that, that's pretty badass.
I wish I could remember what I did, honestly.
Maybe you just need to like lose yourself again, and maybe we'll just get this whole place just absolutely shut down.
Truly be the dream. Just wind me up and let me go.
I don't know if you can lose yourself. Again, you only get one shot.
Oh,
So
Damn.
I think
I
I'm
require.
afraid you-
Once in a lifetime.
I'm afraid you
Go on.
missed your chance to blow.
Oh damn.
You had to do it.
Okay.
Only comes once in a life.
Had to do it to him. That's
All
fine.
right.
That's fine. This is the last episode,
It all ends here.
as it should be.
The Tusky actually
not on
blows
top.
up and we all die. And that's it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, I do need to know everybody's passive perception, except
Oh no.
Max Miller. I want you to roll it
Nice.
because you have advantage.
Oh, I'm gonna roll my passive perception?
Just roll your perception with advantage because you have
Oh.
you're tapping into the bats. Everybody else, though, I just need to know your passive.
What is my
15.
passive perception?
9.
9.
That is a single digit passive
Are
perception.
you fucking kidding me?
16.
15 for Kelly.
I can't see
Cool.
a damn.
Did you see that?
I
It
did see
landed
that.
on 18, and then the second die came in and bumped it, and it landed on a 5.
You know,
Roll
I got a
20s.
9.
Got them. Got them physics.
listen. That's why we roll. So what is that 9 total with your perception? Oh, okay.
I get +0.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
and
my
Wade.
perception isn't very good.
I hate to
Uh,
make judgments about the two who built jock characters and their observation skills.
I don't observe, dude. This is why I wasn't good in class.
It explains a lot. But we
That's
love you,
true.
Max.
It's all technical.
Max is
You know, once you get on
undiagnosed.
the ice, you don't really need to see
Yeah.
much. You just feel it. You know.
Yeah. Once I'm in my singlet, that's all that matters.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
9. I'm gonna assume
yeah, so you
like
have
the
9,
echolocation
which-
is just overwhelming a little bit.
Well, your bats aren't here with you, so it makes sense.
Oh, fair.
They are currently monitoring your route that you're taking.
Mm.
So as the two of you are standing around and giving each other shit about disguising yourself to be a foot taller, disguising yourself to be a foot shorter.
Dude, you should be a foot shorter.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
It's more realistic.
That's a good point.
While
Fit your personality.
you two are having that conversation, Kelly and Hunter in unison from the farthest corner of the warehouse that is outside of your 60 feet of dark vision, you hear a scraping sound.
Kelly just does one of these like at the two of them, just be like, stop it. Stop
Yeah.
it.
Hunter tugs on Max's hand.
And just like looks towards it, and then I'll take like 1 or 2 steps towards it to see if I can like extend, like if I can see more.
Mhm. Yeah. You alert Max and Wayne. You take a couple steps forward. And at the edge of your dark vision, you see a half-burned Tusky toy shuffle out of the darkness towards you. And as it does so, it gives a little trumpet that is distorted and wrong. Presumably because it is half burned. Following, as you're taking that in, another one. This one, just the upper half drags itself out of the shadows. Followed by another one walking. And another one walking. And another. The burned one that you dropped stands up, pulls itself up, gives another little trumpet, and heads directly for Kelly. And let's roll for initiative.
Looks like they don't want to talk it out.
Diplomacy, DM, diplomacy.
Never.
Now we
You
know
can try
why they.
diplomacy.
Now we know why
Please.
they locked this building down. They were like, "Oh fuck."
Why do I have Cure Wounds as a prepared spell?
Don't know.
Damage to me.
Okay. Let me get some stuff set up here. Hunter, you are already out here.
It's a 3.
Hunter's
Mm.
already ready.
Ready to go. I mean, Hunter got a 17 in initiative. They never get that high.
That is true. Stuff. Do.
Did
There are a
Kelly roll
few
another
of
nat 20
these.
on
Yeah.
initiative?
Roll 20
This
might
is
feel
your
bad for
house.
me tonight, so.
This is your house.
I
Run this shit
don't know
down.
why Roll20 would feel bad.
To be fair, you
Nothing bad
do have
is
memories
happening
here.
to you.
Yeah, no. What am I
I'll
doing?
just
I'm
be like,
pulling up.
aha. Sorry if my
Okay.
presence caused them to make you guys.
So
I
there
helped in that.
are there are a couple of those assembly tables that we talked about
Mm-hmm.
scattered around throughout the room. Sorry, I'm trying to get the map to zoom out. Laptop almost fell. It's fine.
Oh dear.
There
Anyway,
it goes.
yeah, that's good enough. You can see that. And then out of the shadows,
No. Not the
Comes some little,
Oh
Tuskies!
no.
some little Tusky friends.
Rage.
There was one that was like right over here. Actually, it was like right in front of Kelly. So
Oh yeah, the one on the
that
ground.
one. Oh, it's not giant. Okay. Goes there. And then there are quite a few of these little gentlemen.
Little gentlemanians?
I'm sorry.
Gentlemen?
Come again?
They're definitely not minions. Yeah. All right. All of these little Tuskies are spotting you, and
Mhm.
they're gonna try to make their way over to you.
Nah.
Which means, Julie, you've had the chance to recover. Let me just unmark your saves there. But I will need everybody's initiatives. So, JD?
17?
Very good. Raph?
10.
I'd expect nothing less. Well, I'd expect nothing.
Solid medium.
Julia?
22.
That sounds correct. And Corey?
It's a big ol' 3.
That's so rude.
Yeah, I don't even have to change yours. You had a 3 last time.
Heck yeah. Consistent.
Yeah, we love consistency. Great. All right, cool. Well, obviously, Kelly, you were going to go first. I am not going to give them a surprise round because they are not particularly fast.
They have announced their
So you
presence to
definitely,
us.
yeah, you definitely saw them like coming out of the darkness at you.
All right. Well, I see all of them coming, and I'm going.
Who's moving those
to-
tables? Stop.
That was a mistake. Goops.
Don't you move those tables?
Leave that shit alone. All right. So what Kelly is going to do is she sees there's the one near her, but there's also this big group of them. And so in like a kind of like her hands go up at first in a surrender gesture, but then in her like immediate moment of like still being really freaked the fuck out about being in this particular place, and
Mhm.
the whole I'm missing a year of my memories, and the only memories I keep getting back are these fucked up fire ones.
Mhm.
She's gonna give it a little push forward, and I am going to cast Gust of Wind, and they all need to make
Nice.
strength saving throws or get knocked.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All of them? Okay.
I think it is because it's a line of wind 60 feet long and 10 feet wide. And if these are so not all 10 feet. What are these? 5, 7, 8,
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to narrow your
Yeah,
focus
Justin,
a little
fucking
bit there.
grip it and rip it, baby.
Thank you so much for your
Slop that down,
donation.
dude.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
dude.
Oh,
Crack
thank
one
you.
for the big boy.
Rusk Tusks. Thank you.
So-
We will go
Wow.
ahead and
Holy moly.
add that right on into the
Thank you so
donation pool.
much.
So yeah, you know, you want to
Yeah.
make the McElroys yell at us, that's all you got to do.
So yeah, 60 feet long and 10 feet wide. So it'll be it'll be yellow, red, and I guess purple.
Very good. Okay. Need
And
to
they
make
have,
strength saving throws.
yes, they need to make strength
Okay.
saving throws. Um,
What's the DC?
13. So
Okay. So it was yellow, red, and purple. Is that?
Yep.
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna say, let's say yellow failed.
okay, they get
So what happens
thrown-
to yellow?
They get thrown 15 feet away.
Okay.
So they are
In
immediately
any
pushed back
Okay.
in the line of the wind.
okay. Which okay, cool. So we'll say
So they are pushed
all
back,
right. So they
and
get pushed back to there.
and then as my so I do that, and then I'm gonna take like a step this way. It won't let me select myself. I'm not gonna move because it won't let me pick myself up. Hold on. There it goes.
You should be able to.
And I'm just gonna kind of move over here. Away from
All right.
the other fucko.
Away from the fucko.
Away from the fucko. I clearly understand why they locked this building down. They saw this and they did not want to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, pretty fair. Sorry,
Yeah.
the map disappeared. Just give me a second.
The lock
here.
wasn't to keep us out.
It's
Yeah.
to keep the
It's to
Tuskies
keep them
in.
in.
Just to keep the Tuskies in. Oh my god.
Hear me out. Recruit the Tuskies. Make them work for
Hmm?
us.
I don't
But
know.
is speaking to
work.
them is language a bonus action? How does language work? Like if we're gonna just use a free act. I don't
You
I
can
don't
just
understand
remember how
talk to them. Yeah. Like, what do you wanna say?
I mean, Kelly will just kind of like be like, "We didn't do this to you." Just like, nope, we did not.
Yeah, okay. I mean, they don't appear responsive. They will trumpet back at you, I will say. But that is about the best.
I imagine it sounds
you
more like
get.
kazoos.
It probably does at this point. It's distorted and it kind of sucks.
Is it the
Um,
sound of like the raging mammoths? Like theme?
Yeah, well, it used to be them like trumpeting and then crying out rage. I believe it was in Wayne's voice, right?
It was a
But,
it was a
Horrifying.
it was a direct tie-in. It was a direct tie-in to my brand. It's like Air Jordans.
The Wayne
there you go.
Rages.
So that is unfortunately what it sounds like, which sucks. It is not a good sound. On sound. That is the only response you get, and they just keep like moving. They just keep trying to move towards you. Yeah. Okay. You after that it is Hunter. Hunter, it is your turn.
All right, so Hunter is going to step to the right there to get more of a line of sight on, I'm thinking green and red. And they're going
Mhm.
to shoot a couple of arrows off at those two in particular.
Okay. You got fairly easy shots, but yeah, you can go ahead and do that. You're just taking two long-ranged attacks.
Yep, so that will be a 10 and a 25.
Well, they both hit.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
Awesome. I was not expecting that. All right, so
These are they're very slow moving. They are not very agile, and they're not particularly difficult targets to hit.
that is helpful. It does not make it any less disconcerting. All right.
So yeah, what are we? Perfect.
So we are looking at, because I can never remember the damage that I do, 7 and 9 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay. Very good. And that was green and pink.
Yes, green and pink.
Okay. Green and pink. We'll give you them little sad faces. They're hurt now.
I'm sorry,
Aw.
buddies. And I
God.
guess if there is enough space for Hunter just to say to Wayne, like, hey, do you think you can talk them down or something? I mean, they're yours, kind of.
They're your children.
Yeah, I mean, talk them into the ground by smashing their heads in. Probably would be the best move. But I'll give it a shot. Why not?
These are
You
souls.
can, but it's Max's
trapped in-
turn first.
Max, I'm gonna turn to Wayne. There's like fury in my full black eyes. And I'm like twitching a little bit. And I say, are you talking to them or not?
Not before you smash them.
Okay. So I was gonna hold my turn if you were. But I am gonna go and Raj. Rajay.
Rajay.
I'm gonna rage. Everyone, all the Tuskies and I say it in unison. Just a choir of rages. I'm gonna do tail. So full fucking tail grows out of me in this like black wispy, creepy shit. And I pull out. I have the great axe glove, so I have that on as well. And I'll pull out my fucking shield. And I'll just fucking like, I turn to Hunter and I say, don't worry. And I'll just, and I'll just spray it over. I had to let go of your hand to go over there, so I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. You know what? 25. Okay. And I'm going to, with my tail, swing and I'm gonna attack purple.
Okay. Good.
Actually,
Yes.
I'm gonna get
Nice on.
here.
Sorry, I thought we had a textbook RAF freeze, but you came back.
Oh no, I was just thinking. It just froze.
Buffering mental.
I'm buffering brain. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stand here. I'm gonna attack. Swing my tail with to purple. And then as I kind of flip to attack, I will great axe slash at orange.
Cool.
Orange.
And I just have
So
to
they're-
say, Hunter takes
Mhm.
that as you being like, hey, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. That is definitely how Hunter takes that.
Good.
Oh yeah, you guys would have had to let go of each other's hands.
We would have.
Yeah.
Can't shoot. a
That's
bow
why I pulled out my
one-handed.
shield.
Right, right.
Okay, where I keep losing my freaking roll 20. Too many tabs. Here we go. Okay, first attack. This is with my tail. Oh, and I'm attacking recklessly as I usually do. So that's gonna be a 19 to hit on the tail, and then for the great axe glove is gonna be a 23. So I'm assuming those hit.
Yeah, and we did establish that when you activate the Great Axe Glove, it kind of like sinks into your skin, and
Yeah.
you can just sort of pop out this big spectral blade that runs down the outside of your arm.
Yeah.
Whichever arm you choose.
I'll probably do right arm since I'm grabbing my shield with my left arm. So I'll say like I'll start like it'll be like almost like a punch, and then like the blade just comes out, and I just fucking stab this beach. I stabbed the beach. Okay. So the tail and the Great Axe Glove. Tail, just want to make sure it should be the same as the glove, more or less. This is the glove. And it is +2, so 14. And then the tail. Let me just double check. Because the Great Axe Glove was a +1, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this should be +4 instead of +5. Okay. Oh, almost the same. So to the orange, I do 14 damage, and then to purple, I do 13 damage.
Okay.
That is my turn. Yes. Okay.
Right. Very cool. Very cool. Very good turn. So that's all you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Next up is Wayne.
How do these guys look that have been damaged? Do they look close to death?
They don't look great. They were already kind of in. It's hard for you to assess damage on them just because they were already like torn up and burned, and they were basically like broken stuffed animals when they came out of the darkness. So,
Gotcha.
a little tricky to tell, but they are definitely more shredded and more cut up than they were.
I'd like to move forward. I will go 5, 10, 15, 20, I think works. 5, 10, 15, 20. I think I can have everybody there. I'm going to use my presence to make all of them make wisdom saving throws or be frightened.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Wayne goes,
Very cool.
I'll show you how to do it. And he just goes, Rage. If they're not frightened by that, I don't know what to do with them.
You use your aura, use your presence, and attempt to make them afraid of you, and their heads all swivel to look at you,
Oh.
almost like they recognize your voice, since it is also their voice.
Max
And
also
they pause
does the
for a
same,
second. They pause for a second, and you just have all these blank stuffed animal eyes staring at you, and then their gaze shifts back to Kelly, and they do not react to your presence.
Shoot. Then bonus action, I cast Shield of Faith on Kelly.
Nice.
Well, shit, that
Appreciate
didn't work. Guys, come on now. We can all be friends. And then my turn.
Okay, now they are gonna go, and we'll see how this works out for them. So 3 of them are surrounding Max, and we will do
Yeah,
that
let's go.
first.
Okay. They have advantage, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just keep that 18 because I'm pretty sure that is a hit regardless, and then I will roll 2 more d20 We have a 5 and a 6. Let's see if we can get higher than that. A 6 and a 14. So
Nope.
that would be an 11 and a 19.
19 will hit and the 18 will hit.
Plus 5
Okay,
to hit.
Cool.
Wow.
So you
It's the tusks.
hit, and
Extra
by
sharp.
hit, I'm sorry, that is a 22 and a 20 in total to hit you. Do those both still hit?
Yeah. You mean for the 18 and
Okay,
the 14?
alright. Yes.
Okay, yes. Yeah,
Okay,
this will hit.
cool. All right, very cool. So you
Come at me.
it is not so much that you get hit as it is they move past you, and as they do so, they like reach out with their little mammoth legs, their little mammoth limbs, and they just kind of touch you, and you feel this deathly chill spread over your body as they do so. You are, I believe, interestingly enough, as you feel that sensation, you feel it in a very detached way, because as an undead yourself, you are immune to necrotic damage, I believe.
Interesting.
Never mind.
I don't know.
Nope, you are going to take some damage.
I was gonna say they unfortunately are not.
No, yeah, it just sucks. It just sucks. So you are going to take some damage, which is not going to be.
I mean, what can they do with those like Build-A-Bear-esque legs?
Good question.
What are you, just a little, what are they called? Beanie Baby? A little Beanie Baby boy?
I think those existed, right? Were those a 90s thing? This might have been a 90s
Oh,
thing.
Beanie Babies were a thing. Beanie Babies were a thing.
You take
100%.
Hell yeah.
you take 12 necrotic damage.
Okay. That ain't
And
bad.
as you take 12 necrotic
Oh.
damage,
Come on.
Actually, it probably would have been Popples.
as you
Oh.
take necrotic damage, as you take that necrotic damage, you feel your strength draining from your body as you take 4 points of strength damage.
Wait, how does that work?
Your strength score is decreased by 4.
By 4?
That's so much.
Holy shit, that's actually so much.
That was 2d4. It could have dropped
Maybe we
by
should
8.
leave. I mean, Kelly will voice that. She'll see that happen, and she'll kind of like jerk her thumb back towards the door, and she'll be like, "Maybe we should go."
So
That's
that
fucked
was
up.
all. That was all that they're gonna do. Though they are going to believe they can only. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So they're going to start moving. Because they each attacked Max.
Oh no.
Actually, yeah, there.
When purple gets in
This one is
my
gonna get.
range, I want to hit him.
Okay,
Eh,
we'll circle back to that. That one is gonna move right up to Kelly. This one is gonna move. Okay.
mm-mm.
That is all the rest of them can do. But the one that is right in front of Kelly is going to reach out and try to touch you.
Can I try to dodge him?
I mean, he has to roll to hit.
You have +2 AC.
That was almost a 20, but it wasn't. You do not get hit. You successfully avoid this little toy mammoth that has been burned and blackened reaching out to touch you.
Wait,
which
do
brings us
they
back to you. Oh, sorry.
time out?
Wayne gets
Red
an
and
attack.
orange.
Yeah.
Wait, red and orange also left my range, so don't I get an opportunity attack against one of them?
That is fair.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Go for that. And then Wayne, you also get to attack purple.
Sick. This is +7.
Fuck! My attack goes down. It goes down.
That's a
It does
21.
go down. That is definitely a hit. Yeah.
10 plus 4. That is 13 points of damage. On purple.
The
Oh,
purple
shit. Still
one,
alive, though.
you rip the purple one to shreds on the point of your spear, and it basically falls into like scraps of cloth and stuffing with a gurgling.
Hashtag not my Tusky.
I whichever one of the or either orange or red that hit me, I think it would just immediately like punch down and impale them. I got a 23.
Okay.
So they take 12 damage.
Okay. We will say that it's orange, I imagine, because orange has already been hurt. Red has not. And similar thing, the orange one doesn't even make it up to Wayne because you kind of just like impale it on the edge of your axe hand and then you like rip it open.
Cool.
You think 4 points will destroy me? I rip it apart with my bare hands.
Max's superpower is
I
being
also
aware of his
sniffle a little
strength in a numerical value.
If you
It's the only
went
time
up
I'm good at math.
to Max and you tried to like poke his bicep, his disguised self is still in place, so it looks pretty big, but your finger would sink in a little bit because his bicep is
No!
like, a good bit smaller. But it looks
A
the
good
same.
bit smaller, yeah.
Looks the
Literally
same
2
to a
inches
guy.
smaller.
So with those attacks being taken, 2 of the Tuskies have been destroyed, and it is Kelly's turn. It's back to you.
I super hate everything happening right fucking now.
That's fair.
Destroy undead,
So-
maybe? I don't know if they're undead or not. Destroy undead, maybe? I don't know if they're undead or not, though. Could be
So
like
in theory,
constructs.
there are souls of people trapped in there. I don't know if turning them undead will do anything. So, what do I want to do?
So many options.
None of them great. They're all stressful. And there's no like detect type. These have like constructs. They're like
Could
little tiny golems.
It's hard to tell for sure. They look like little tiny golems. You have not experienced what they do, so you're not exactly certain what's going on
No.
with them.
And
But you do know that Max got hurt when they
Yeah.
brushed up against him.
I'm assuming there's some kind of a magical thing that they are doing. Don't love it. Don't love it at all. So what I think I'm gonna do is with the great axe that Max bequeathed to me,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take a swing at red right
Okay.
in front of me. First thing I'm gonna do.
Okay.
See if I can hit him. That's not my dice roller. $17.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, that's a hit.
Okay, so that is going to be 1d12. 1. Yes, this one. So he's gonna take 8 points of damage.
Heck yeah.
And then I'm going to bonus action, spiritual weapon. And I'm going to drop that little bastard directly in front of
Do you need me
me.
to put it on the board or? Oh,
Nope.
Oh, there it is.
I put him in there. So
I know.
I'm quite proud. So the little marble makes its appearance and as a bonus action. And as soon as it comes out, it can take a swing. So it's going to swing at
Thank God.
the blue one that's right in front of me. Because I can't.
More of a teal, really.
For an unnatural 20, that's a 15 and a 5, so 20.
So yeah,
So I
also a hit.
presume I hit it. So it's going to take 1d8 of force damage. It's going to take 8 points of damage, and then I am going to hop 2 steps back. I don't
Okay.
know if they can they take attack of opportunities? I think I can disengage, but I
I'm
think I
gonna
might not be
say-
able to. Hold on, let me check.
You can
that.
disengage as a bonus action, right?
Yeah,
oh,
but
but you
summon
cast
spiritual
spiritual
weapon.
I
weapon.
can't,
but
yeah,
you-
then I can't
Yeah.
disengage. I could if they have attacks of opportunity, they can take them on me.
Yeah.
Are you risking it?
Oh,
Don't do it.
I'm
To be
gonna
fair,
hop-
wait, you're gonna get hit either way, right? Maybe potentially.
I'm gonna do. If I step over here, I only have to risk it from one of them.
Hmm.
If I take.
I mean, I'll
Thanks.
also say that they went after Wayne. So
On the top of the round.
right, exactly. So you could move back now. You'd provoke an attack of opportunity, and one of them could attack you now. Or if you wait, they won't get to attack until the very last.
Until the end.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a chance that your comrades could save you potentially between now and then.
Do I have that kind of? Am I stressed enough to take that risk?
That is a very valid concern. And, if Kelly would just be panicked by these animated toys moving towards her, then that's reasonable. It's pretty awful.
It's really awful. I don't think she wants to stay here, but
Like you said, if you move to one side, you only get the attack from the one. So it's up to you.
yeah, she comes down here closer to where Hunter is.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. So the one is going to reach out for you as you move away.
Mhm.
And let's see here. But only gets a 10.
It's a miss.
Heck yeah.
Ooh.
It's a miss, I'm assuming. Yes. Okay.
In my panic, I
Um,
hippity hop away. And I say,
It's,
please stop.
As it reaches out for you, as you're moving away, instead of making the trumpeting noise and saying rage in Wayne's voice, it reaches out for you and it says your name in your voice.
What?
What the fuck?
I'm gonna throw up. Kelly just moves over to where she just looks at Hunter and she's just like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna freak out.
It is Hunter's turn.
I was going to say this does throw the plan that Hunter has been hatching completely off.
Ain't that just
Because
the-
they were definitely going to make a run for one of the benches to get off the ground, but they are not going to leave Kelly. So instead of doing that, they will just focus on green and pink and fire off some arrows at them.
Mm.
Roll to
Because
hit.
they are not going to leave their friend, who is panicking, understandably.
Understandably.
I have a lot of stress.
That's unfortunate.
Pretty sure that 8 hits at the very least.
Yeah, that'll be a 16.
That definitely hits. What is 1 plus your bow attack?
9.
Just barely misses. I will
So
say that
close.
the arrow actually goes through the mammoth toy, but does not literally goes through the mammoth toy. Doesn't actually find like anything solid to hit.
Into
Shame.
Wayne's foot.
So yeah, into Wayne's foot. Somehow, even though Wayne's off to the left.
It bounces off the wall.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes style.
The which one are you doing the damage to? Purple or green?
How are each of them looking? Are they both sad or?
Once again, I mean, they look sad. Once again, they're just like you can't really judge how hurt they are because like the
I'll go
difference
for-
between the ones that have stopped moving and the ones that are moving is like some threads, some stitches.
I'm gonna go for green.
Okay, all right.
So
Nice!
that'll be 13 damage.
Nice.
Okay, you shoot its head off.
Nice.
Little stuffed mammoth head.
That's really sad, but nice.
Like a pig's head on a
Nice.
stick.
And I will say that Hunter looks at Kelly and is just like, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this.
You learned that from me.
Roll to comfort or support.
Listen, in this party, might not be a bad idea to add that.
That's fair.
Roll
true.
for therapy.
It's true. Bring in one mechanic from masks.
I was
Therapy.
gonna say that is probably not gonna go well, because I'm pretty sure any
Yeah.
of my stats involving that are negatives.
Which means that it is Max's turn. I'm sorry, Min Miller's turn.
Mm. Well done, Miller.
More like
okay.
a beef cupcake.
Beef cupcake.
That is horrifying.
Instead of a beefcake.
Oh, nice. Smart. I just look over at everyone else, see that they're fine, I guess, in some way or another. They're taking care of themselves. And I just swivel, my tail smashes into pink. I swivel again, smashes into yellow. And those will be my 2 attacks. What?
So your tail has reach.
Yes, my tail has reach.
Ooh.
Cool.
Which is why I chose tail.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No trust. And I'm gonna attack recklessly as well. As always.
Okay.
So that's a 15 for pink.
It's a hit.
Okay, and then 24 or 20. So 24. So 15 and 24 both hit. And it hurts my soul that actually I have to do this. Okay, this is actually accurate because it's +2 +3 for proficiency. So this is the attack for pink. 15 damage. I'm sorry, 17 damage. And then attack for yellow, or damage for yellow, is 11.
You rip the pink one to shreds with
Great.
your weird beast tail.
Mhm.
You said you did 11 to yellow.
Mhm.
So noted. Bonus action,
and-
anything like that?
Yes, I am going to move. And I'm gonna fuck away from these things. Are there any is this just like open floor plan? Like there's no like boxes or anything like that?
There are the tables. We can say there are some boxes if you want there to be boxes.
No, I just kind of wanted to climb onto the ceiling. But
The ceiling is very high up. It's like a warehouse kind of.
yeah, I just mean like
Can you get on the little table?
15, 20. How high up is the ceiling?
I'll say
Like 1,000,000 feet.
I mean, it's definitely not a million feet. I will say that it's maybe,
Hi,
God, I
Apple.
don't know, like 20 feet up, maybe 20, 30 feet.
Oh, only that? Fucking hell yeah,
Sure.
dude. Okay, DM, you just ended yourself. Okay.
Okay.
What are you
I
doing?
am
What's
trying
about
to
to
win.
I am gonna move. I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, and then climb up the ceiling to 20 feet. Prepare. I
Does
have
your
climbing
beast-
speed.
Yeah, I was gonna say your
Yes.
beast stuff gives you a climbing speed. Okay.
Yep. Oh wait.
All right.
Hold on. Let me double check something. Let me make sure I without needing to make an ability check equal to my walking speed 40. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm like gripping onto the edge of the of the wall, and I just like turn around and I'm staring at Tusky Yellow.
Like a gecko?
Very weird. Maybe worse than what's happening with the stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Really hard to say at this point. But yeah, you are climbing. You're climbing up onto the ceiling. You're hanging out, staring at everybody, and that's gonna bring us to Wayne.
It's my turn. Cool.
It
I'm
is.
gonna take a swing on Teal.
Okay.
And that is a 20 plus 7, I think is what it was.
That is
I
definitely
didn't
gonna
see
hit.
the roll. Sick.
Nice.
20 plus 7, and I'm gonna see if I kill him. That is a D10 plus 4.
Dude, nice.
That is a
Nice.
9.
Yes, you destroy Teal.
Yeah.
Yes, sick. And then I'm gonna
As-
go ahead and. Oh, go ahead.
As you destroy Teal, which I'm gonna say you kind of bring the sharp head of your hockey stick down, kind of fully cut it in half. As the two halves fall to either side, I think only Kelly, probably Hunter, because Hunter's really observant. I think only the two of you are in a position to notice that as the two halves of this sort of fall to the side, there is a sort of almost like a vapor that rises out of the fluff inside of the Tusky toy. And you hear the two of you hear the faintest whisper of what sounds like Kelly screaming.
Kelly, what the fuck was that?
It's my soul. I don't know. I don't know.
Just Wayne like
Nah, Wayne thinks he's super cool. He's like flipping the Gritsky stick around.
Yeah.
Brings it
Wayne's like,
around.
I did such a good job.
I'm kicking ass. I'm gonna swing it around, and I'm gonna take the other one out. Hopefully, that's like a 19, and then that's a D10 plus 4. It's a 9.
9 damage to the red one, was it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you take that one out too.
Nice.
Yes. Dude. Wayne feels great right now. All right. Last thing we're gonna go ahead and do. Wayne's just gonna turn around and just jab lastly into this blue guy. That's a D20, and then if I hit him, it's a D4. Yeet. It's an at 20, so it's
Oh!
2d4.
Oh.
2d4
Damn.
plus 2.
Wayne is
That
in here cleaning up.
thank
So it's
God.
2d4 plus 4, so that is an 11.
11 points of damage to the blue one.
11 points of damage to the blue one.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
It's crit. I gotta do Divine Smite. You just gotta.
Yeah,
it's
hell
like
yeah.
You just
against the
gotta.
spirit.
Just
It's just
gotta.
against the spirit of being a paladin if I don't. So I believe
Yeah.
that's 2d8. That's 7 plus 3. I don't think it's undead. Can you tell me if it is DM?
I will let you know that it counts as undead.
Cool. So I'm gonna
It's-
roll a
Oh,
third.
so that's why. Is that why?
Oh
your
wait,
presence
no, I
didn't
get to
work?
roll like 6d8
My God.
Jesus.
because it's
Hell yeah.
it's 3 regularly and then it's a crit. So yeah. Yeah.
Just decimating it.
I just want it to explode from the inside. It's just one solid jab straight through the head, and then it just explodes out.
Anime style. There's like a pause.
Like some Looney Tunes ass.
So you are glowing with your smite light, which we've established is kind of this like icy white color.
You can hear the crowd in the background. Wayne, 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 Wayne.
Yes, that happens, and as
Yes.
as you destroy this thing with your divine smite, it basically goes up in a burst of that white light, sort of like flame that matches the color of the aura that surrounds you when you divine smite. And because you crit, you may notice this, you may be too caught up in the moment. The same could be true of the rest of you, perhaps, except for Kelly, certainly, because a sort of hazy, almost ghostly form coalesces in the split second that the physical form of the mammoth is consumed in Wayne's divine light. And it flies across the room and into Kelly.
That's not great.
My fucking
Kelly.
soul.
For a split second, you are not in the factory anymore. You are running. You are clearly in Barrow, but it is a part of Barrow that you do not recognize. You're not sure you've ever been here before. It looks strange. You are on a wrought iron walkway, very similar to the ones that the manor rails use to move around the city. And your feet are just like pounding underneath you. You can see through the grates of the walkway below you what looks like the entirety of the city. You feel like you might be in the tallest part. And as you look up, you see the night sky. You don't look back. You can't look back. It's almost like you are watching this happen, though, even though it's from your perspective. But you know you're being chased. You just don't know by who or by what. And you come to the end of the walkway. There's a wall of wrought iron in front of you, jagged and corroded. You start to climb, hand over hand, because you can see where it crests. You can see the top from where you are. And you're hauling yourself up, hand over hand. You're tired. You can tell you're hurt. You are incredibly drained. At one point, you lose your grip and you start to fall, but your other hand manages to catch on to one of those corroded and sharp outcroppings of the iron. You feel that it cuts your hand. You feel yourself start to bleed, but you don't stop moving. You keep hauling yourself up and you reach the top and you look out. There is the fog, the perpetual fog of the Never Dawn Valley surrounding you. But the air is fresh. And you hesitate for a second. You hear thunder all around you and rain and wind lashing against you. And you leap. And you're falling. You feel everything whipping by your face. There is you close your eyes, bracing yourself for what comes next. And then there is a clap of thunder that sounds as if it were right overhead. A bolt of lightning flies past your head, just inches away. You can feel your hair standing on end from the static as it passes you. And then an enormous dark form appears underneath you. You land on it. Your eyes are clenched, tightly closed. But as you open them, you can feel fistfuls of feathers. The rain is still falling, but not as hard as it was before. The thunder is sounding more and more distant. You look back and you can see the part of Barrow that is visible above the valley, above the fog, shrinking as you're moving away from it. And in the darkness, it is hard to make out anything about what you are on top of. But you feel safe. And your body finally gives into exhaustion. You lose consciousness. Everything goes dark. And you open your eyes to find that you are back in the warehouse. And these little mammoths are still, a couple of them at least, are still around you. So let's see here. This one is going to move to there. This one is going to step over the body of its fallen brethren.
I didn't kill that man? I thought I exploded him into a gajillion pieces.
Oh, you did kill that one. It's just the yellow one left. Sorry, I forgot.
Let me
yeah,
in.
I didn't erase him before we did the vision. This one is gonna start moving towards Kelly if he can get there. It's gonna get to there.
Can I make an attack against him?
Yeah, I was gonna say he did move
Yeah.
through your threatened area, so go for it.
Let's do it. That's a 17 plus 7, I believe. Roll a
That
little
is a hit.
d10er here. It's an 8.
All right. And as he moves past
No divine
you,
smite this time.
that's fine. As he moves past you, you chop him up.
What?
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
little
We've got a kill
sashimi.
streak going. Got a UAV inbound. It's ready to go.
And that is all of them, if I am not mistaken. You have destroyed all of the plushies that were moving towards you.
Kelly's just
Well
gonna
done.
like lower herself to the ground and just sit down.
I was gonna say
Max.
Hunter's gonna kneel down beside her, and because they learned it from watching Max, they are going to put their hand on Kelly's shoulder.
Yes.
And that's all they're going to do, but just be there with her.
Max is going to scurry over, but on the ceiling. And then when he's above everyone, he's just going to drop.
Easy 20-foot
Officially
drop.
the most unsettling thing in this factory now.
Wynn's gonna come over and take a knee like we're in a huddle.
Yeah. I take a knee as well. Can we? I also put
I was going to
hand
say
on
Kelly
Kelly's
has two
shoulder.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Only 2 shoulders, though.
I put my hand on Kelly's shoulder and then I turn to Hunter. Turn to
This is
Wayne.
the best.
Well,
Wayne just puts his hand directly on the top of Kelly's head.
Just
It's like he's palming a basketball.
I don't know if she notices right away. Kelly kind of is mumbling to herself, like really stressed out, like I really hope those weren't parts of my soul. I hope we didn't just get rid of whatever chance I had of getting that back. What the fuck? Why were they here? Just a lot of like rambling. What the fuck happened? What was that? What was going on? And then kind of as she feels like the literal physical presence of everyone else, she'll kind of like, she's not relaxed, but she's able to calm back down to like her functioning baseline agitation that she operates at, and kind of is just like, I'm okay. Let's get out of here before anything else crawls out of the dark.
As you are kneeling there, your spiritual weapon, the orb of electricity, which has not dissipated yet, kind of floats over to you and settles into your lap from where you are crouched on the ground. And you've described before that it sort of has that effect of those those like gift shop orbs that you can buy,
Like
that where the
plasma
electricity
balls?
like
The
yeah
little
exactly.
electricity.
And you like set your hands down on it and the electricity arcs out to like make contact with your fingers, and then with a very soft pop, it pops, turns into sort of just a million glowing motes of light that kind of surround you for a second before they fade out. But everywhere they touch on your body, you feel warm and safe in a way that feels strangely familiar now.
She's gonna bask in that for a couple minutes. And then she'll kind of stand up and she'll be like, this place This place is just one horror show after another. We can't leave someone here. I don't want to leave anyone here, honestly. As sleep as I get, I'll get even less if I know that Eddie helped us get in here. And we left him when he was going to help us get back out.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm with you.
Yeah,
By your side.
absolutely.
Let's go find the records building. And I will lead us back out onto the street.
Can I throw up a divine sense just quickly?
Thought you were
I know it's
gonna
just
throw
it's
up.
it's kind of black or white, but I'm just curious if I feel anything different about Kelly.
When you put up your divine sense,
Rosy in her cheeks.
so the problem is that when you put up your divine sense, you all detect as undead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get like
Kelly
right up behind Kelly, like right at her. Wayne's concentrating super hard. He's thinking he has no idea how his magic works. He's like really, really working at this one. No change?
You know what? Roll insight.
Heck yeah, DM. It's only a -1. What did I get? 50. I got 14.
That's not
14
bad.
is not bad. 14 is not bad at all. With your divine sense, as you focus in on Kelly, I will say that while she seems undead, while you all seem undead, you can sort of push through that surface layer to something more intrinsic, something more at the core of her being. And while there is an absence there, a hole, as you are sensing it, you feel it shrink slightly. And in that moment that it is shrinking, do you perceive your divine sense to be a visual thing?
Yeah.
As it is shrinking, it is because there is a layer of icy blue-white light around it. And you hear the vague roar of the crowd cheering.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Thanks,
When-
bud.
Wayne pats her on the back. Good game in
Yeah,
there,
just
champ.
fucking
Kicking
grip
butt.
it, rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Crack one for the big
Thank
boy.
you, Mama.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your donation.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Love you.
On that shockingly hopeful note for where you are in the circumstances surrounding
First
yourselves.
time ever, honestly.
Yeah, I should take a little break, maybe. Take a
Yeah.
quick little break, come back and play a little bit more, and then try to wrap up at our normal time.
Sounds good.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, so don't go away. Stick around. We will be back in about 10 short minutes, and we will see you then. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for sharing this wholesome moment. I will call you.
Iconic.
Just been busy.
Get him.
We'll be back. Hello, everybody. Welcome
Stop!
back. Thank you for sticking around.
Stop!
Son of a gun.
Honestly, this is really is like exposure therapy because the more I see it, the less I
Yeah,
fear
exactly.
it. The more I want to be it.
That was my plan all along.
You have to
Oh,
be
okay, good.
prepared for when you come up here to visit. And or
Mhm.
when they make the move from Louisiana to Florida.
Oh my god, that's actually not that far. I didn't even think about that.
They're coming for you.
It's an exponential rate of multiplying. What are they called? Nitros?
Nutrias.
Dude,
Nutrias. They're running on
Nutrias.
nitro.
There could
They're
be
running on
13,
Nitro.
13 more per coupling.
They
They're
got
coming.
Discord Nitro, and they are coming for you.
and they're coming for Florida, dude. Not even our alligators could take those dudes.
It's true.
All right. Hold on now. Not so different.
Spot the difference. Well, that's enough of that.
Anyway,
That's enough silliness. Let's
Trauma.
get back to our very
Back to
serious,
trauma. Yeah.
back to our very serious Dungeons and Dragons game, shall we? So you are leaving the factory behind after having a moment to yourselves. It sounds like, or rather, Kelly is having a moment, and the rest of you are just being very supportive. And yeah, so you would originally come into this empty factory in case you needed to like stash things or do whatever. You basically just like passing through now that you've experienced all of this.
So we've changed, and there's no way to go through the warehouse, and like there's no other entrance that would let us out where on the other side of the fence. We would have to go back out to one of those gates.
There is an entrance to leave the warehouse itself, which would put you out right in front of the gate, but not on the other side of the gate.
Yeah.
And Max, just so you are aware, the strength damage goes away when you take a short rest or a long rest, I believe.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask about that.
Yeah, short or long rest. Which you could conceivably take here in the warehouse if you wanted to, but you can also keep moving if you're pressed.
I guess
for it.
that would matter on if Max would tell us that he was feeling like he was
That is
winded
true.
and needed a minute.
I use another charge to make my muscles look bigger.
Oh my
Good.
god.
Oh
Yeah,
my
okay,
god,
cool.
Max.
So nobody knows there's a problem, and you just keep moving.
No,
And,
I would just say so those mammoths, they kind of did some stuff, right? To everybody lost a little bit of themselves, didn't they?
Oh,
Kelly?
not at all.
Wayne.
Oh, I feel
Feel great.
if you mean in the mentally debilitating stress way, yes, I yes. Most definitely, Max.
I don't know what that means. So no, I mean more like
Mm-hmm.
No.
Nope.
okay, watch
Feel
this.
great.
And I punch a table. Does it break, DM?
I mean, probably not. What is your strength score at?
It's at 14 now.
Whoa, what
Yeah,
the
no,
heck?
yeah.
What the heck there? What? You're looking weak there, bud.
Don't say that, Wayne.
Fucking call
Don't,
me
don't
that.
say that.
Thank you. Don't
What,
call
bud?
me that.
Bud? Wait, can I?
Bud?
Hold on a
Okay,
minute, and I want to
continue.
do like the same thing and like karate chop the table with my 18 strength.
Oh yeah, it snaps like dry kindling.
What happened to you, guy? I don't know what happened to me. I'm kicking butt out here today.
This
I'm
is
starting
clearly
to-
your ideal environment.
Obviously, this is where I'm meant to be.
Maybe I should
Just
make
kidding.
myself a foot shorter.
You should have. Make it 3 feet.
3 feet shorter. Regain your strength.
3.5 foot tall, man.
Well, because now you're going to draw suspicion because everybody's going to be like, wow, that big guy's probably really strong. And then you're not going to be really strong. And they're going to be like, well, that's weird.
You're gonna be in the job interview, and you're like, I have such great assets. I'm big and strong, and they're like, well, we've got
Got
this heavy thing in
skills.
the corner of the room. Could you lift it for us?
I'll be like, yeah, and then I'll do it.
Maybe if you finished a short or long rest between now and then. Um,
Listen, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
That isn't sounding fine, Max.
We can-
Do you need a minute?
We can take a minute if you need.
No.
I would not say no.
Well, I think Kelly needs a minute, so why don't we just take a minute?
maybe 10, even.
Very good. I'm gonna like scoop up all the fluff of all the destroyed Tuskies into like a pile.
I'm gonna go
put 'em
check
all-
out. I'm gonna go check out that table over there. It's looking kind of. It's like it needs to be beat. You know. I'm saying bye. I'm gonna go over there.
You you kill an hour, and Max, you were starting to feel better. This is a short rest, so if you want to spend hit dice, you can. If anybody's actually hurt, I think only Max took any damage in that fight. So
Yeah, not a lot.
Okay.
But
It's the
Can we
strength
do
damage
hit
that
die?
did more.
Yeah.
We can do hit die. We can't do like healing spells. Like I couldn't cast a cure wounds. I don't think we could use a potion.
Mm-mm.
We can use long rests and hit dice. That's the
Probably
only
not.
way we
gotcha.
can
Then
heal.
in that
Lay
case,
on
I
hands
definitely will.
Either.
Hmm?
Probably
Okay.
not lay on hands.
Mm-mm.
probably
Yeah, in that
not.
case, I will definitely
The spider madame was very clear. No magic.
Spider Madame.
She was.
Oh, hell yeah.
Very
That's
good.
14,
Yeah.
14 points back. That's more than I need.
And I will say that at that point, you feel your strength flooding back into you. Your strength.
I'm just like smacking the table sadly, and then at some point I just smack the table and there's like a crack, and I'm like,
We're good.
Good. Ready to go.
Climb up on the ceiling again.
Wheels up.
We use another charge of or brain spiders because it's been an hour
Mm.
since we discussed
It's
those.
been an hour.
Yeah.
Yep. So use your dream weavers one more time. You good, Julia?
Okay.
Poorly timed drink of water. Happens to the best of us.
The lizard shit got me.
You can leave out the side door of the warehouse into another one of those little alleys between the factory buildings. This one, unlike the other ones that you walked past, has nobody standing at attention by the gate. Though the gate is locked in this case. The gate does have a chain wrapped around it with a lock attached.
I mean, I will test my luck again to see if I can also unlock this lock.
If you
Yeah,
can't,
go for it.
the strength's back, so I can
Use your thieves tools. Damn.
Yes.
Yeah. Child's play. Child's play. In fact, you spent so much time in Barrow that you know how their locks work. Like when you were here, you were doing this kind of thing exactly, and you just got very good at picking the particular types of locks that they use.
So just kind of like sidle over to it as if I had keys to this gate in particular. I just like pick up the lock and I just
Yeah, you
Pop
you
that sucker
Fonzie
open.
it where you just like hit it, and it just the chain falls down, the lock unlocks, and no, but you do it fast enough, and you can catch it from falling. You stop the chain from rattling, and you do it in basically complete silence, and then you can move through the gate into the other side of the factory district.
and then I'll kind of like reach through the chain link and set it up so it looks like if you're just doing a walk by, it looks like it's locked. Obviously, if you come and inspect it closer, it's not because we're leaving it unlocked for the essence of a quick escape. But
Yeah.
considering this warehouse has been abandoned for at this point 2.5 years, I don't think they'll come check it. So
Probably not. Safe assumption.
can-
So you can
yeah.
you can leave that so that it looks like it is closed, and you find yourself in the pens.
Real
Um,
quick question: what did we do with the Tuskies?
Oh, I piled them up. I scooped all the fluff up into a pile. I put it kind of in like a little safe spot in the room.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. It's a little Tusky.
yeah,
bear
there wasn't very much. There wasn't very much left of the Tuskies.
Yeah, it was mostly
Fair
like the skins and the fluff.
Yeah.
As I'm scooping it all up, there was clearly no voice box inside of it because it's fucked up.
Yeah. No.
And
no
there
nothing
was-
like that.
There's no actual mechanical essence to it. But so like I piled it up.
I hadn't thought of that.
So yeah, you
My
are
soul.
now. You are now in the part of
My
the
morsel.
factory district that is commonly referred to as the pens. This is where they keep the mortal workers, essentially.
Hmm.
There is no illusion that this is part of the city in any way, shape, or form. The ground is just packed earth. It's just dirt, which is strange since you are like above the floor of Barrow. Like the slums are on the bottom level, and there's packed earth down there, which makes sense. You were technically like one level up, and it is still sort of just packed dirt in this particular part of the pens. It's barren. There is really nothing here except for a collection of squat buildings that you're not sure what they're made out of, but it looks like concrete. It looks like solid pieces of stone or something similar. It wasn't laid brick by brick. It wasn't built board by board. They just look like solid buildings. You can see a collection of them from where you are standing, though you're not sure how far down they extend. You're not sure how many of them there are exactly. And there are scattered here and there some smaller versions of that, some smaller stone structures as well. From where you are standing, you can see undead in the same type of coveralls that you have disguised yourselves in, standing on the other side of the fences. They don't really seem to pay much attention to you, as far as you can tell. But you don't see any living people milling around. You don't see anybody walking
No pulsers.
around. Was that?
No pulsers.
No pulsers. You don't see any pulsers.
No heart
At least not-
throbbers.
At least not strolling. There's only one heartthrobber in this city, and his name's Max Miller. Kelly, we can say that you remember where the records office is, though, and you do know that it's one of those smaller buildings.
I will start to lead us towards there again, kind of looking like with the whole like look like you know where you're going type of attitude. But I am almost like unconsciously I am looking around for just like in case I see Edmund. I don't know what
Okay.
I would do if I see him. But like now that I know he's here somewhere, it's like oh.
That is super fair. Let me check
Just
out
try
one
to-
thing here.
Just try to look like we know where we're going.
Yeah, which I mean, to be fair, you do. Fuck. Wait, no, don't look at that. Stop.
No one look.
Don't look. I think
Is
I
it gone?
saved it. Yeah, I think so. Now it's just
I
gray
think
though.
I saved it.
That's not great. What
Oh,
did it
no.
cover? Oh, you know what it was. Yeah,
No, it's fine. They're looking at the DM screen.
yeah, for sure. It did
There we
the
go.
same stupid thing that it did the last time, where it like downloads the PDF in a Firefox window in the Firefox that has the
Oh.
dice roller,
Nice.
which is annoying.
Disrespectful.
It is disrespectful. It's super disrespectful, in fact. I would like to do a thing. What is your passive perception?
15.
Okay.
15. Oh no.
It's not my number. Kelly, you are not sure exactly whomst it is, but you do notice that there is somebody following you as you move past one of the dormitories, for lack of a better term. You look back over your shoulder and you see somebody, like, watching you. And then they disappear back into the building. But as you keep moving, you keep seeing somebody move out of the corner of your eye.
Ooh. I will kind of quietly to the others say, I think someone's watching us. I think it's a pulsar. So I would rather not hurt them if we don't have to. I cannot promise they're not going to try to attack us because of what we look like. But if they do, I'm asking that we use non-lethal force.
Okay.
You're leading us.
You got a boss.
No. All right. Get us to the records and see if there's anyone there, if we'll have the run of the building.
Okay. You do so. You move up to the records building, which is a very squat and small structure. Basically a hut. And there is a metal door set into it, which also does appear to be locked, though not with a physical padlock or anything like that. But you tug on it, and it does not move.
You want me to tug on it?
Yeah, if you think you want to give it a tug, but I don't know. I'll kind of like step back. Kelly will step back and like study the building to see if there's maybe any other way in besides the door.
Yup. Grab the door and just one leg on the wall. Unless it's a push, in which case I'll push.
I'll push.
It's no science,
Roll,
right?
roll athletics.
Athletics, DM, you dog. Shouldn't do that to me.
Seems only fair.
23.
Okay.
Dog.
With 23, you brace yourself and you start yanking on the handle that is set on the outside of the metal door. But it does not budge.
It's magic.
You know, honestly, it might be. Do I need to roll a perception to see if there's any other way in? Any windows?
You can roll a perception check to try to case the joint.
Case the
essentially.
joint. I want
Case
to
the
break in.
joint.
I wanna break in.
Let me in.
Nice.
23.
Hmm.
Let me in.
Okay. With the 23, you determine that, like most of the buildings that are not for the workers in the pens, there is no obvious way to get into the building. There is really just the one door, which is magically sealed. You're fairly confident at this point, and no windows or anything like that, unfortunately.
Is there a top?
Yes,
Like
there
a
is a
roof?
roof. There is a roof.
How tall are the walls?
You get a fucking lizard
Not
man up
not
there.
very. It is definitely a single person. Like it is definitely a single level building. It's basically a shack, like we established.
So I could just like pick up Kelly and boost.
Oh my god.
I don't even ask. I just like scoop and then like
Like a cheerleader.
yeah.
When he lifts me up, I kind of just like instinctively, like, oh my god, okay. And then I just climb the rest of the way up onto the roof.
All right. You get to the top of the roof. It is just a flat surface. This is basically just a little box, little stone box with a door set into one side of it. But the roof, being on the roof, doesn't change much as far as you can tell. It's still solid, still as solid as the walls.
I crouch down so that I'm not immediately obvious to anyone looking out. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I, at this point, have any kind of way to magically unlock doors. I just have sleight of hand. Oh, nope.
At that moment, as you were crouched up on the roof, an honest to goodness paper airplane flies and lands on the stone next to you. It's not made out of like notebook paper or anything like that. It looks like it's, standard parchment. It is unmistakably a paper airplane.
I kind of like look at it once, twice, lean down over the edge and look down at them. I'm like, did you guys do that?
No.
Shit.
Prepare myself.
Maybe. Wait. And then I come back onto the roof and I pick up the plane and I like look around and unfold it.
As you do that, you hear a male voice. As you pick up the paper airplane, you hear a male voice that starts to speak, and it is not a whispered message, and it is not one that only Kelly can perceive. The rest of you can hear it as well. But the voice says, "It's sealed. You're being sloppy. Meet behind the dorms."
I just kind of like fold it up and I'm just like, not the one who asked to go on the roof, but fine. Tuck it.
As you do that, I think you not only would you have recognized the voice, but you would have remembered when you taught Edmund how to make a paper airplane.
Just gonna take another couple deep breaths and then hook my hand into the edge of the roof and kind of like swing down. Like I get part of the way down. I'm like, I can climb down, Max. I don't need to stop it. I like reach out and I bop at his hand. I'm like, you didn't even put the claws away. What are you gonna do? You're gonna shred the shit. And then she's gonna get down there and she's gonna be like, so we're gonna I think we're gonna go meet Edmund. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this is gonna be really weird for me. So please try to be on your, I can't even say your best behaviors. Please just try. Try.
We can try. Yeah.
No kicking, no biting, no pinching. Got it.
Oh, look at Max.
Great axe. Everything is off the table. Bite? You said off. Okay. Claws?
unless he
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, you
What
glitched,
happened?
but I think you're back.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay. Did you hear what I said about being stabbed?
No.
Unless he tries to
Okay,
stab
cool.
me, then I
No,
scratch
unless he
him?
tries to stab me
Oh.
or one of you guys, but I would presume he might try to stab me first,
Hmm.
depending how this goes. I don't know. But
Alright.
unless he tries to stab one of us first, let's not.
Let's not.
Okay.
Let's not.
So just in case. Shing!
I mean, I think that might be perceived as a threat, Max.
I mean, he called us sloppy, so.
He called me sloppy.
Hmm.
Okay. You don't have a reputation of breaking into places.
That's fair. I don't.
That is true.
I'll just take my shield out then.
Yeah,
I'll say
just
everyone behind.
all right.
I will lead us back the way and kind of back through, like, between two of the buildings to get to, like, the rear end and then go down towards.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. You drop down off of the top of the building, and you stealthily circle back around the building that is closest to the records office. As you turn the corner, there's sort of a very narrow gap between the fence, the other side of the fence of the pens, and the building itself. However, that side of the fence does appear to basically press up against the iron walls of the city itself. So it is a fence. It is basically a chain link fence, but on the other side of it is just iron.
Hmm.
And there is somebody leaning against the building as you turn to look. We have a picture, in fact, which I just kind of took the liberty.
Wow.
Whoa!
God
damn. He's, despite
Kelly,
being a
watch out!
yeah, despite the conditions that he's living in, he's obviously very very dirty and a little scuffed up. He has some scars, much like this gentleman in the picture. Dark hair, yeah, but he looks over at you as you round the corner and rights himself, stands up to his full height, and turns to face you.
How tall is he?
I knew you were going to ask that.
I imagine he's a little over 6 feet tall.
Are you
Just
still
a
the tallest one around?
Yeah, he's like an inch. He's like 6'1", we'll say.
That's how tall I am.
Wow.
We
Yeah.
meet each other
Sound
at eyes.
Yeah.
Damn, you
And
guys
equal.
are so short.
But he stands up. He is wearing the like gray smock that they basically have everybody wearing back in this back in the pens and when they're working in the factories. Yeah. He waits for you to approach.
Like I say, Kelly will like kind of falter in a step and then walk towards him. She'll stop with some distance between them, and she'll kind of be like, "I didn't know you were alive, and I feel really terrible that I hadn't checked.
He narrows his eyes at you and he says, I didn't know you were dead. And shifts his gaze past you and gives a slight nod. You turn around, the rest of you, all four of you will say, turn around and you see a group of other workers who are standing there, dressed similarly, but holding casters that are pointed at you all. And as you turn around, they pull the trigger, and heavy black cords explode out of the ends of the casters and strike each of you. And you will need to make dexterity saves.
Everyone
I get
within 10 feet of
advantage.
me gets a +2.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
Yep.
I also get advantage because of danger sense.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Oh yeah, your danger
Yeah,
sense is going
advantage.
nuts.
Oh yeah. I was like,
Uh,
I knew I
oh,
should have
that's-
stabbed someone.
I also get a +2. Heck yeah, dude.
That's sicky, bro. You said dexterity saving throw. What is my dex save?
Yeah.
That's not
Where is my dex?
brilliant.
Oh,
All
not
right.
great.
What is
2,
that?
0.
Let me do math.
Not great. I
Okay.
do get advantage, so
Okay.
With the
Okay,
plus
not
2,
so
that
bad.
puts me at 17. It's
and
normally
you
just
said we get a
+5.
+2.
All right, I am at
I'll
just-
18.
yes.
I am either a no, the dice on the screen is not real. Okay, babe, sorry.
Get him, Pep.
Sorry, that I don't know if that actually rolled that I was supposed to. She started pressing on the keyboard. Does
3/7.
I'm begging
Peter
you,
rolled a 9.
Kat.
Peppy.
I'm begging you, Kat.
Why can't you be more like Corey's cat, Peppy?
Just
Zero
chilling on my
is-
lap.
Sure is
Chilling?
Sure is showing.
He's just chilling, man. He tried to bite me earlier. I was like, get the hell out of here, little boy. He gets too excited. You pet him too much, he gets excited.
I feel like our audience
Alright.
probably doesn't even know that there is a cat there most of the time.
It makes me
Unlike-
sad,
Yeah.
dude. I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
Anyway,
boy.
I can't
I
say-
What's up,
re-rolled,
bud?
but you can take it.
This is where he hangs out. Cat cam. What
Hero,
Hey, bud.
baby.
Hey, bud.
buddy.
are you looking at, man? Can you tell?
Grandpa, why
Noise
can't you
on
be more
camera?
like Shiro, dude?
Yeah.
Little churro boy.
And not and chilling.
Show everybody.
Hey.
Anyway, I'll accept the 16 instead of the 18 since
Oh, okay. Well, either way, you
Blade.
all succeeded. You all made the saving
Oh.
throw. So
Thanks.
these cords all like explode out to hit you. Oh wait, what am I? I'm being dumb. Hold on.
Cat
Awesome.
cam going.
So
I
we were
missed
kind
this,
of expecting
keep it
this. We
going.
were
Don't
like,
go
they're
anywhere.
gonna stab us.
Missed the perfect opportunity. Wait, is that not it? What is it? What did I set it as? Is it just
Is
pet?
it pet? Yeah.
I think it's just pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Cute.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
So what am I doing? I made a thing.
Yeah.
So
It's like,
you yeah, so
I said
these
they might
black
try to
cords
stab us.
it's true. So these black cords explode out of the end of the casters and fly at each one of you. How do you not get entangled?
Oh, I'm a butterfly knife the shit out of them is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. I have my
Catch
shield
it.
out. I block it.
I think Hunter just like ducks and rolls out of the way.
When he catches it, wraps it around his hand, and then pulls forward or pulls back.
Sick.
Nice. They're not like still attached or anything like that, but yeah, you can absolutely just like catch it around your arm and like hold
Let's
it
trash
there.
out of here.
Yeah. So they're still there with the casters leveled at you. You have not been entangled by the cords, but yeah, you have Edmund on one side of you and these other workers on the other side of you.
So that'll happen. And Kelly will like she took the butterfly knife out to do that, but she will like deliberately close it again and look at him and say, technically not dead. This isn't real. None of this is real.
Um,
So tempted
he's
to
gonna
take
need
out
to
of
try
his-
to. He's gonna narrow his eyes as he tries to. As he tries to determine if you are lying to him. You would know that this has never been Edmund's strong suit. Well,
You
he
fool.
technically
God love
rolled a 0 there. So,
God love it.
he like sets his jaw and squares his shoulders and says, I mean, that's a real convenient story, isn't it? I don't know why you would be trying to break into the records office if you are what you appear to be. Maybe you've got some kind of other mission these days. I don't know why you would. I don't know how you can expect me to believe that you'd turn back up here after 2.5 years looking like that. And I'd be able to believe a single word you say.
I don't blame you. I don't expect you to believe me, Edmund. Especially considering I left you here when I got out, because I did get out. Robin is 6 now and didn't want me to come, and I didn't want to come, and I thought you were dead. But we're here because we think that the undead took someone from Calderon who, whatever knowledge he had, is a threat to everyone else. And I can't make you believe me, but you also can't ask me to fight you. So if you don't have anything else to say to us, we're just going to leave. I don't want to hurt any of you.
Roll persuasion.
Can we? I want to like put my shield down. Can I give her the help action?
Yeah.
What does that do?
Just like you just get advantage.
Yeah.
An advantage.
I'm just like putting my shield down, trying to be like, I could crush you.
Do you say that, or do you just put
No,
your
I
shield
don't.
down? Because,
I'm trying
cool.
to say it with
yeah.
my eyes, with my actions.
No, I get it.
You know,
I get it. I'm just wondering
Okay.
if
So I
what
get
my shield does.
advantage.
you get advantage.
That's good.
Pretty good.
Cool.
That is very
17. My
persuasion
charisma is
minus
negative.
one.
I am an agitated,
So funny.
angry thief and
Yeah.
a bitch. Are you
Yeah, no.
surprised? I've been
I forgot
bullying
that,
them since I got here.
I forgot that Wayne was like the only one with a positive charisma modifier in this group.
Yep.
We have been
Um,
hazing one another since we met again.
And I have
Yeah,
no
true.
idea what's going on in this place at all.
That's true.
Like
Oh,
I
there
have no
was-
basis to talk about anything, so
Oh.
I'm just like
Wait,
going
Steph,
along, doing great.
I was given guidance too. What is
Aw.
that?
You can roll a 1d4 on top of that and add it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a positive charisma, but it's all like for intimidating people.
Right.
Not for anything else.
Okay, so that's a 20. With the guidance, that's 20.
Okay. So that's
Excellent.
very, very good. He will start to relax, and I think actually kind of forgets himself a little bit, and his eyes get like watery, and his expression breaks a little bit. The facade cracks, and he like takes a couple steps forward and hesitates for a second, but then puts his arms around you and like is gonna just lift you up and like pull you in really tightly and hold that for basically as long as you'll let him. And anyone who's paying close attention will be able to see that he is openly weeping, and his like shoulders are heaving. I think his head is ducked down, kind of like, between your shoulder and your neck. So nobody can really see that he's crying, but like those of you who are paying attention can tell for sure. And he'll just say quietly enough that only you will be able to hear, unless anybody's listening really closely. Say, I thought you were dead.
She will hold on like just as tight, and she's like probably not crying as hard as he is, because she's just emotionally drained at this point, to the point of like almost static after being in the warehouse. But she is holding on. She's like, I thought I was going to be. I thought you were dead. She's like, I don't remember huge chunks of time after we got separated. It's just, there's nothing.
He like pulls back a little bit. He loosens his grip a little bit so he can look at you. He says, I mean, they took you. And you said you got out? Nobody's ever... I mean, that's a miracle.
It's pretty close, I think. Yeah. Do you remember the storm? Do you remember almost the storm that set fire to a bunch of the buildings?
Yeah.
That was
I
was
remember.
when. That was when I got out.
We almost did it that night.
What happened? Why didn't work?
We thought it would. We snuck in. I thought the intelligence that we had was good. And we made it right up to the door of his chambers. But they were empty. There was nobody there. I barely made it out. Nobody else did.
I'm sorry.
can't believe you're standing here. I mean, I'm just. He like becomes aware of the rest of you at that moment and kind of like takes a step back, lets you go completely, kind of like composes himself and says, "Well, you said you're here looking for somebody."
Yes. And I'll turn sideways so I can gesture towards them. Like, we are here looking for two people. One was kind of a last minute detour, but I should introduce these people to you first. And I'll gesture for you guys to come closer. And I'll start with Wayne. Wayne's the most socially adept, and I'll say this is Wayne Hovacek. He's well, he's a Gritsky player, but I don't think that makes much difference to you.
Is that like a card game?
Like objectively the greatest sport of all time, and I as well objectively am the greatest player of all time. But Kelly comes in as a solid, second or third. I don't know if you've heard, but she did win the Gritsky Cup, so Gritsky champ all around.
He looks a little confused and he says, "No, I hadn't heard."
Yeah. Very physical sport, so Kelly really took to it like, like a lawn to a mower. So that probably doesn't make much sense to you, but
Yeah,
she did great.
And then looks down at you with like a smile, like a small smile. And is like, you're playing sports now.
Who was literally under duress and to help a friend. But yes, I have played a sport. This is Hunter.
Hi.
I'm just gonna look
at you as you're introduced. Yeah.
And this is Max Miller.
Yeah, he'll shake your hand.
He'll put his shoulder into your open hand.
Yeah.
Just feels right.
This is what you wanted. Are you trying to assess? Are you trying to assess if you're stronger than him?
I'm just trying to grip strength him, just kind of like show how strong I am, and just be like, it could be a threat, it could be a show of like, I'm a good guy to have on your side, you know what I mean?
But also looking at him, you can tell that you are stronger than him.
However, than him? Okay.
However, his grip strength is
Nuh-uh.
I think at least equal to yours. You're not really sure. He's got smith hands. He's got blacksmith hands.
Oh, gotcha. At first, as I grip, I'm a little like, what the fuck? And then after a while, it's like, yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet each of you as well. You introduced me to your people. I should do the same. And he like looks past you at the group of people that are standing around with casters still in their hand. They're definitely down at their sides now, and says, "That's Fionn, Dara, Ronan, Callum, and there's a lot more spread out, but I don't think it's a mistake that you're here now. And I think we should talk about what we can do while you're here."
Yeah, I think that might be for the best. It's been some time since I've been here, and honestly, I don't 100% know anymore where to start looking. And if we can help with what you've got going on here while we're here, I'll kind of like glance at the others to make sure I'm not like. And we will. And then to his people, I'll kind of say a little bit, and I do promise this is I can't say quite an illusion, but this isn't permanent.
No, I think that, and he like gestures to your face and says, I think that is exactly what's going to make the difference. We've been working on something for a while now. We might be able to pull it off now. And there'll be more time for that later. We should get inside before any of us are spotted. But yeah, that's part of the crew these days. We're called these days we're calling ourselves the Misery Shift. And he will like look at you again after looking at his people. He looks back at you and that same sort of expression of like wonder, like he can't believe you're actually there, like goes across his face again, and he puts his arm around you and like throws an arm around your shoulders and kind of like pulls you in and says, let's tear this cursed city down, shall we?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
And I think on that note, we will end our session. Last reunion. It's true. It's been like 9 episodes since the last riot. That's way too long.
Way too long.
Way too long. We're overdue.
Well,
Overdue for a riot.
Sorry, I'm
roll
trying to
d20
get-
or did that
I'm
just
try- No,
Did that
I'm
just
trying
show up?
trying to chase it, but now she's zoning out. Honestly.
I see. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us. If this was your first time hanging out with us, or if you are often here, we appreciate you. Hope you liked what you saw here tonight. We should be back tomorrow night. Not all of us. I will be back tomorrow night with The Mercy of Time, which is our other 5e game. That starts at 8:30 instead of 7:30. But meet right back here. Should be on. We missed it 2 weeks ago, so we're excited to get back into it. 8:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. Back here at the channel. What else do we have? That's it for this. Back here tomorrow night. That's it for this week. And then Sunday, we are going to be recording a live recording of the next 2 sessions of Academy H, which is our Masks podcast, which is very exciting. It is a lot of fun. It's a little bit of a different vibe because we are recording. We're not able to engage with chat as much. But if you are listening to the podcast and you want to kind of a sneak peek at what's going to happen, as well as to hear what it sounds like before we edit it down into podcast form and add the soundscaping and everything like that, feel free to join us Sunday night at 6 p.m. Also back here on the channel. There are 2 episodes of that out right now with a 3rd on the way. So there's plenty of content. If you'd like to find it, it is called Academy H. It is on all podcast streaming platforms. Go ahead and check it out. It is also, you can find links to it on like all of our socials and everything. So go check out Academy H if you are so inclined. It's been a lot of fun making it. Julia and JD are also players in that. So if you feel free to listen to Academy H. And then after that, we'll be back with missing numbers and our schedule will continue on. All of that information can also be found on our socials. In particular, everything gets plugged and posted on our Twitter. Also in our Discord community. If you are so inclined, if you'd like to hang out with some very nice people and get to make some friends and find some TTRPGs to play, and Nutrias, pictures of Nutrias, pictures of Raph cosplaying as a Nutria, all of that and more can be yours if you join that Discord community. Click that little link right down there below. With all of that being said, I think that is pretty much everything. So we'll go ahead and call it a night. We are going to disappear for like a couple minutes, and then we will raid another one of the very excellent creators of tabletop role-playing games here on twitch.tv. I think we will probably hop into Bards and Brews. We haven't said hi to them in a while. They're very good friends of ours who make the good content. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. On that note, I'm going to call it a night. I think we're all very tired, a little punchy. Thanks again for hanging out. A little punchy. Thanks again. We love you so much. We appreciate you. Say goodnight, everybody.
Call your
Good
mom.
night,
Hi, everybody.
everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Hey, listen, if you're watching this, call your mom.
Call
your
your
mom.
mom.
Called her today.
Call your
Call her
mom.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, it's a good advice. Everybody call your mom. I'm going to go call my mom right now. I'm going to call my mom right now. Calm down, Justin. Jeez. I was playing Dungeons and Dragons on the
God.
internet. God.
For money.
For money, not my money, but like other people's money. All right. Good night. Have a good one, everybody.